I used to give my mother $5,000 every month. But during my brother's wedding, she and my sister stole $19,000 from me. When I asked why they took my money, my mom got furious and yelled, "Are you calling us thieves?" Then she slapped me so hard my head hit the wall. I warned them of dire consequences. The moment my husband walked in, my mom froze in shock because... Hello, my name is Olivia and I'm 34 years old. I live in Denver, Colorado and work as a financial director at a tech company. People often assume I have it all together, a stable career, no kids, and enough savings to travel or invest. What they don't see is how often I've been the helper in my family, the fixer, the bank. But I never expected that the very people I kept supporting would become the ones to betray me so deeply. It all started one warm weekend in late spring. My younger brother Liam was getting married in San Diego. The ceremony was a beautiful beachside affair, soft waves, pale blue sky, white linen chairs and twinkle lights strung across palm trees. Guests laughed, posed for photos and danced barefoot on the sand. You'd never know the entire setup had been mostly funded by me. Liam and his fiancée had just finished paying off their student loans and my parents were both retired and living off a fixed income, so I stepped in without hesitation. I paid for the venue deposit, the catering, the flowers and even the photography. Everyone praised Liam and his new wife for hosting such a dreamy wedding. No one mentioned my name. I didn't mind, or at least I told myself I didn't. After all, it was family. My boyfriend Ryan flew out with me from Denver. We'd been together for 2 years and though we hadn't made any formal plans for marriage yet, we both knew where things were headed. He saw how much I gave to my family and, more importantly, he saw how little I received in return. But he never pushed. He let me come to my own realizations in my own time. On the evening of the wedding, after the final dance, I stood at the edge of the venue with my sandals in my hand. The ocean breeze brushing against my skin. Liam hugged me tightly and said, "Thanks for everything, Liv. You really came through." I smiled and squeezed his hand, but deep down a small ache pinched my chest. It wasn't about being thanked, it was about being seen. That night, Ryan and I returned to the hotel, exhausted but content. We talked about the wedding, laughed about the aunt who cried too much during the vows and eventually fell asleep wrapped in each other's arms. I didn't know that while I was drifting off, something was already going terribly wrong, something that would change everything. The next morning, Ryan and I were checking out of the hotel. I had just tossed my duffel bag over my shoulder and was scrolling through my phone to pull up the hotel confirmation when I decided to open my banking app, just a quick check before heading to the airport. What I saw made my fingers stiffen and my throat tighten. My account balance had dropped, not by a little. It was down by $19,000. I froze in the middle of the hotel lobby. People brushing past me, carts rolling over tiled floors, the scent of fresh coffee in the air, all of it faded. My eyes locked on the screen, unable to blink. "What is it?" Ryan asked, wheeling our luggage behind me. I didn't answer right away. My mouth had gone dry. "Ryan," I said almost in a whisper, "$19,000 is gone." He took my phone from my hand, already tapping into the transaction history. "Did you make any large transfers recently?" he asked, but we both knew the answer. Just last week I had over $28,000 in my checking. I hadn't bought anything major since then. I watched him scroll through the history, his jaw tightening. "Here," he said, tilting the screen. "Look, 3 transfers, all done within the same minute last night. $6,000 to Jenna Collins, $7,000 to Scott Collins, $6,000 to Marsha Green. Each marked Zelle transfer.